Okay, so this video 12 or 13, we'll see. So anyway, so the one that built no, so it's gonna go back to ground zero, right? Gonna depend on the earth, and depend on the earth, you're gonna have to depend on on Allah, right? Because you're gonna be praying for food. You're gonna pray for your plants to grow, your plants to grow, your agriculture to go. You're gonna be praying for life again, right? You're gonna be praying for that, right? When the Nibiru comes through, it's gonna knock out the electrical grid. Trust and believe, because that's gonna be like that double energy, right? All that sun coming, all that. Okay, Nibiru is going to have the sun is going to absorb the energy of Nibiru Ceres, right? The twin star, right? The binary star is going to absorb that energy. Then that energy is going to shine on the earth, right? That powerful energy is going to shine on the earth. It's going to be too powerful for the electrical grid. It will be comparable to sending in, plugging, let's say the East has its own power wattage. America, the West has its own power wattage. The power in the East is stronger than the power of the West as it relates to wattage, as it relates to using some type of electrical appliance. So now, when the series comes through and its energy is induced into the sun, that's going to triple the power of the sun. So it's going to be too powerful for the Earth's grid. It's going to knock it out. It's going to knock out modern transportation, navigation of the planes, and all this. All the computers, cell phones, and all that will not apply. Electrical stoves, electrical cars, all that won't apply. It'll burst those batteries. Well, you won't be able to charge the cars, right? So wood burning stoves and gas stoves and electrical cars, as I said, electrical cars won't be a thing, but gas cars will be. So you're going to need the fossil fuel industry, and who supports that? So, all that other stuff they were doing of the past, like the coal bid, the currency, and all that was preparing, and the war, right? The so-called one to get a nuclear war in global war with Ukraine, right? And you can set that boo with a U, right? So that was to destroy as much of the population as possible, because the more the population is destroyed, the less, the Zion, the people who support the old world, trying to revive the old world, or trying to take over the new world, right? The new 50,000 celestial year cycle. They're trying to take out the as much population as they can, because they know beyond a shadow of a doubt, with what they've done, that the occupation has to end, and they don't want to end the occupation. So they figure the in occupation, the world will not support the occupation. So that means they have to go up against the world, and they don't want to fight the whole world. So it's like, let's see if we can destroy as many of the people as we possibly can, through COVID, through destroying the water, poisoning the water, destroying the food plants, destroying their transportation, letting the Bureau come in and not let them know what's going on, just call it climate change. We call it climate change, right? We call it climate change, right? And so they won't think it's revelations, right? Whereby the prophet said, when he comes back, right? The volcanoes and earthquakes and floods and all these different things would happen, which are happening, right? Because Nibiru, because when he's coming, he's bringing hell with him. The hell is Nibiru, and it's coming. It's going to happen. I'm telling you right now, sooner than you really, really think. When that last eclipse comes, right? It's letting you know what's happening, that that's your last sign that it's coming through, right? So you will have time to accept the Christ consciousness, stand with Muhammad, and do the right thing, right? Okay, because it's coming. It's literally coming. I actually saw it, and it's not going to be fun. It's not going to be fun. It's going to be hella scary, right? And most people will be in their house when it happens. They will be in their house. Okay, so now we said the second eclipse will come across during Ramadan. Okay, so now we say, Mashallah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the cycle is complete. Safa 29, 1445, September 14th to 2023. And Ohio is the integral and Ohio, as spoken, is an integral aspect of the new beginning, right? Of the new galactic aligned 50,000 celestial year cycle. Ohio will never be forgotten or left behind, not only because of its historic contributions to the Civil War, and its contribution to the Underground Railroad. It is also, as I said, the resting place where the celestial maternal grandfather, the legendary San Diego Charger, Cincinnati Bengal Tiger, Frank James Buncombe, have transcended the physical manifestation of consciousness, and his physical remains were laid to rest in Cincinnati, Ohio. Right? Okay, so now we divinely love Ohio. We, the Afro-Kemetic Biblical Hebrew Israelites, Israelite Foundation Americans, and the constitutional patriotic Americans deeply appreciate and thank Ohio for its historical devout patriotism to the Republic, maintaining the Union of the Republic of America, and as they did in 2016 in voting in PDJT into office, right? And their great Senator Jen Jordan, right? So, who was aiding in, restoring Republic America to its grandeur, right? Okay, so now, as I said, so we thank the patriotic Americans. We deeply appreciate and thank them for their historic, devout patriotism to the Republic of America, to maintain the Union and the support they convey to protect the sanctity of life. Um, so their support for the Underground Railroad was their support was uh, uh, critically important to those who were enslaved, and Ohio was known as the land of freedom, right? The Underground Railroad was the Freedom Train, and as I said, in Ohio, they sheltered thousands of DMT, melanin, richly black, Afro-Kemetic, biblical Hebrew Israelites, and that's why, remember, it's said in the Bible, right? Those who support the Jews will be rewarded, and Ohio, inshallah, subhanahu will be rewarded because Ohio supported the sanctity of life when the Hebrew Israelites were enslaved in various parts of the South, right, by the Dixiecrat Democrat Ku Klux Klan, right, white supremacy. So now, so Ohio sheltered thousands of DMT, melanin, richly black, Afro-Kemetic, biblical Hebrew Israelites, and done so at the expense of their own lives. As we said, Jim Brown is the perfect example of that. Him and his sons died at Harper's Ferry trying to aid in the emancipation and of the Hebrew Israelites who were staunch abolitionists to the day they transcended, and they were devout Christians, right? I don't support. I would not recommend any kind of attack on any type of government institution or any institution at all. That's not necessary. Okay, because Allah is the best of planners, Allah is the best of protectors, and Allah is the best of guides. Now, so Allah, no, Ohio will always be remembered, devoutly honored, and deeply appreciated, loved by all Batahi, that is the BA, black African descendants of enslaved Hebrew Israelites, because uh, black Hebrew Israelites, their lives mattered. BLM mattered to Ohioans. Republic America mattered to Ohioans. All life mattered to Ohioans. The great state of Ohio. And if you read the history of Ohio, it's innovation. It's, oh my gosh, they were so innovative. Ohio needs to be brought back to its grandeur, really, and start with Palestine, East Palestine, the people of East Palestine. The people of East Palestine are my brothers. The people of East Palestine are my sisters. They are my heroes, the people of Ohio, and their lives. Now it's our turn to repay our debt to Ohio, and in particular starting with the people of East Palestine. We must always remember East Palestine, because East Palestine is is the salvation, reflects the salvation of Republic America. So let's save them. Let's always check on them and ask them, have they been, how are they doing? How is their families? How are their children? How is their health? Has their land been restored? How is the safety in their homes? How is the safety in their water? We must check on them. We must keep a vigilant on them. Okay? That is our duty, our constitutional duty, right? Our humanitarian duty. It is our humanitarian duty to take care of our brothers. Yes, they are our brothers, and we must stand with them. I stand with them. I stand with East Palestine. Okay? I stand with East Palestine as I stand with the people of Palestine in the Holy Land, right? In my Holy Land, my home, right? So, now, where else are we? Let me see. Okay. Make sure I got where I'm... Dang, it's a long one. Okay. Whew. Okay. Okay, now, so we're gonna go to, no, we're gonna, okay, so now, okay, now, so, okay, so now we said, um, now, Phoenix, wait, the Phoenix in her rising, the Phoenix, okay, America, like the Phoenix in her rising, right, okay, from the depths of Virgo, Rabbi 3, 1916, 1396, 14, September 4th, excuse me, September 14th, 1969, was resurrected in the order of, in order, as I said, to give birth to the delivery, and to deliver the Christ consciousness to the new earth, in the new, for the new 50,000 celestial year cycle, and the okay, to the wait for the new age of Aquarius in this new 50,000 celestial year cycle. So, mashallah, I am Israel. I am real, the new Israel, right? The resurrected Israel from the ashes of the 50,000 celestial year cycle. I have the celestial sword, the word of Islam, right? The consciousness, the Christ consciousness is the sword of Islam, and it was heavenly sent. I have the seal, that is the celestial the celestial accreditation as it relates to the celestial heavens, the stars, the timing, everything, right? Now, as it relates to the sword having come from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? And the moon that sits atop the sun, the time, right? As the Dr. Ahmed is a moon Capricorn, right? So that is the time. I sit atop the time. The moon and the Capricorn are together, right? In his celestial house. I am there, right? The moon sits atop the sword, right? The moon sits atop time. Now, and only the moon sits atop time, nobody else. And it's the moon, not the sun moon. Not the sun moon, but the moon, right? Okay. Now, so I have the sword of Islam, mashallah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is the knowledge, the consciousness, the Christ consciousness. Okay, so now, so when, and I spoken when the Christ is reborn, right? Muharram 10, the day of Ashura, right? Um, as reflected, right, in 1969, right? March 28th, 1969. And delivered, the consciousness delivered, right? Safar 28, excuse me, Safar 24, 1432, January 28th, 2011. and the age of Aquarius being delivered. The manifestation of the age of the embodiment of the manifestation of the embodiment of the age of Aquarius, represented by my daughter, right? Uh, uh, Safa 29, right? 1399, January 28th, as it reflects Safa 24, 1445, excuse me, Safa 29, 1445, September 14th, 2023, the celestial grandfather, maternal celestial grandfather, and the new age of Aquarius beginning, right? And Pluto in my incarnation being in Virgo, and now Pluto going into Aquarius, right? So it represents a new age, right? Okay, now, so, and it says when the Christ consciousness comes, right? When the Christ returns, he's going to bring hell with him. And what's the hell? Nibiru, for the new earth. Because the earth is going to be reborn too. All the other planets are reborn, so too is the new earth. Okay. So too is the earth to be reborn, right? Okay. But they're trying to steal that year to maintain the same, right? To take control. That's why they want to take control of the Neanderthals of the old order, right? The Ashkenazi, the Zionists, the Nazis, the KKK, the Ku Klux Klan, the white supremacists want to take everything, right? And PJDT is trying to stop that, right? He's trying to make sure that the Republic America survives. America lives, okay? So a vote for PDJT is a vote for life, right? Okay, and if PDJT don't do what's right by what the universe says he's to do, right? And that is let my people go and reparations, right? Then we get start the birthday party and support none of those parties, Democrat or Republican. And if they're going to be continue to give money to the occupied synagogue of Satan, right? Which they think that, you know, that synagogue represents materialism, right? And soulless beings, right? Of the beast, the Antichrist, right? Then, oh my gosh, let's go to video 12.